Welcome to Hot Flash Chronicles, where midlife is messy, menopause is madness, and we're sweating through it together.
We're Angie and Shelly, two caffeine-fueled, slightly inappropriate grandmas who say what everyone's thinking.
So grab a drink, crank up the AC, and let's dive in. Angie.
Shelly.
It's that time again.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Guess what it is?
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Ta-da.
Apparently we're doing vocal warm-ups. Welcome to Hot Flash Chronicles
podcast. You might not have known from that intro what the hell this was, but it is a podcast.
And it's very apropos to what we're about to talk about because Shelly has a big shindig happening soon.
I do.
Why don't you tell us what's happening in a few weeks, will you, Shellinator?
My quartet, Hot Notes Quartet.
Hot Notes. Hot emphasis
Quartet,
on the H.
It will be competing in our barbershop district contest.
Yeah.
And we are seniors. Yes, in Surrey, Canada. We are seniors, so we are in a senior quartet. And we might, and hopefully, crossing our fingers, might qualify for midwinter, which is where the Senior International Contest is held, which is where all the senior quartets in the whole world, which there's a lot, show up and
lots of old
compete.
people like acapella.
They do. Mostly. There's some
Not
young
all
people.
of them are good at it, but lots of them like it.
And it is fun to sing whether you're good at it or not.
So when I got here today, Shelly was telling me about some coaching that they had. They've had a few coaches over the last few weeks because they're getting ready to
go do your finest performance.
Yeah. And we met in an acapella group. That's how we became friends.
Yes.
And two of my cousins are in said quartet.
Are in Hot Notes, Anna and Ted.
Shout out to Anna and Ted. Shout out to Melanie, our other bestie.
And
I'm so excited for them. But we were talking about the preparation it takes to go to something like this.
Yeah.
And it is a lot of hard work. And if you haven't ever been in this world, like every breath matters, every step that you take, every
move you make, they'll be watching you.
They will be. The judges will be watching you.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that is so much preparation that goes into something like this, all for what we used to say in Sweet Adelines was 6 minutes.
Yeah.
You prepare all year for these 6 minutes.
Yes.
So there's a lot of little nuances and what's the lowest hanging fruit, what'll get us the most points, what can we extract out of this, and oh my gosh, I flubbed this note, and da-da-da. And there's just a lot. So I suggested when we were about to hit record, why don't we talk about preparation?
Yeah.
Like, how do we prepare for things? If we have a goal, how do we work towards it? How do we keep our eye on the prize? How do we know that the juice is going to be worth the squeeze?
Yep.
And how do we feel afterwards?
Yeah.
Right.
And how important, some people when they're in a hobby or in something where you compete, things that have competitions, whether it be sports or artistic, endeavor. It's like some people are very competitive. They're very passionate. And it's interesting because you can have very different goals. Even amongst your own group, there can be different goals. So if you're pursuing something on your own, like if you're an Olympic athlete and your event is one where you alone, you're a gymnast, you'll go carry the score for yourself, or you're a runner. Sometimes you're in a team or a group. Sometimes you're by yourself.
Right.
So,
and yours is a team sport.
It is a team sport.
So you're relying on 3 other people, your bass and your baritone and your lead, to hold up their end of the bargain when they're on stage, which, by the way, you're in front of hundreds or thousands of people and judges with pens that are critiquing every fucking thing you do.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of pressure.
And I think the question that people often forget whenever they're trying to do something, to achieve a goal. Here's the thing. Why? Why is this important? Yeah. Why are you doing this? If you say, get the thing, whatever, say you get first place, what was your goal? Was your goal to get first place and just win? Or was your goal, I'm going to step out there and do the best that I can. And my goal is that I give the best performance of my lifetime. That's different than saying my goal is to win.
Or to score X amount of points.
Or to score X amount of points.
You really want to, and something you were saying before we started recording is you really want to beat last year's score.
Yeah.
Like you guys you've been together 2.5 years now. This is your fourth
time
competition.
going.
And each time you guys have improved your score, which is the goal. And you guys work hard. You rehearse at least once a week. You do a lot of performances. You do a lot of coaching. Costs a lot of money.
Yes.
Quote unquote hobby. It's one night a week. That's adorable.
Yeah.
It costs a lot of money and it's hard work. And it doesn't, I know that singing in an ensemble doesn't sound like hard work. It's hard work.
It is.
And
it does depend on what your goals are. So setting up goals as a group is a lot different than setting up goals for yourself. And I think at the beginning, if I remember right, when this quartet was getting together, one of our first conversations was, what is it we want to do here? Is it that we're going to be a competition quartet and we just want to compete and make ourselves better singers? Or is it that we want to become the best singers we can be, but be a part of our community and share our craft and our songs and our music with other people? And that was kind of more where we all just naturally leaned, is we wanted to grow and become the best singers that we could. But the goal was so we would be better singers, be entertaining, and be able to share our craft with other people. So that is a little bit different than saying we just want to win ribbons.
Right.
We don't. We would love to win ribbons if that is a byproduct of us continually just upping our own game. Someday that might result in a ribbon.
The only quartet I ever won a ribbon in or got a medal in was with Shelly.
Yeah.
So, and I was perfectly pleased with that. So,
yeah.
I've been out of it for a while because when I started my photography business, there came a point where I couldn't do both. I couldn't.
Yeah, they're both very time consuming.
Well, and at that point, I was doing a lot of evening sessions and stuff.
Yeah, you were setting up your career.
So I had to step away from it, and I love watching it. I love cheering Shelly on. I love cheering her whole group on. I love cheering all of my friends on. But there's so much preparation that goes in, and you have to know that you're working toward a greater good with a whole group. Like if one person doesn't do the work, then
weight.
all of that effort, well, not all of, a lot of the effort and, investment of all of your commodities by the other three is like you're putting their investments at risk.
So it's like how I look at being in a quartet is it's a collaboration. It is definitely something we outlined really early on because we were serious about this. We had goals that were about how we were going to, and we made plans. We did the goals first and then we worked backwards and went down to what we needed to do first, which was literally select music. So we went to, if we want to be out in our community, be excellent performers who can draw a crowd, if we want to get hired for events, if we want to sing for our community, what are the things we have to do for that to happen? And we worked our way back and really put ourselves on a plan. And it included, we will need to get coaching. We will need to compete because when we compete, we get adjudication. And the people who score us give us tips and hints and tell us,
here's what you could have done better to score more points.
Yeah.
And here's what you need to work on.
Yeah. So it's really a tool to help you become, it's not just about, you're the best ones, here's a ribbon. It's about, here's all the things you were really good at. Here's the things you could improve at. Here's how you performed. Here's how your music sounded. So almost any hobby or sport or whatever, if you want to be, in quotes, or competitive, there will be some kind of an adjudication process that tells you how you did.
Well, I know that like in photography, we have print competitions.
Yeah.
So we have photo competitions, and then you can get accreditation by doing that. So I went through the Portrait Masters accreditation, which is run by the Portrait Masters company, and they don't do it anymore, but they had 2 to 3 rounds each year, and they would have the top like most awarded photographers in the world look at all of the photos and then score them, and then you could pay for feedback and such. And I did get my accreditation, which you need a certain amount of points. And it is the hardest thing I have ever earned.
Yeah.
That piece of paper that is hanging on the wall right over there is the hardest thing that I've ever earned because you can't phone it in. You
Mhm.
can't just submit like, "Oh, I think this is a good picture." Like, you have to score at least bronze level, which is point system, much like
Yep.
the singing,
Yep.
and you're having people like photographers from all over the world that create these incredible portraits, um, judge you,
Yeah.
and it's scary to know that. And then, like, I got to be friends with them, and it's like, oh my, like, it's just wild the work that goes into it, and when I was so close to getting that accreditation, I was like, "Man, this is like, why am I doing this?"
Yep.
Because I am, like, breaking myself because I had a timeline that I wanted it on, and I had to sit down and say, "Why does this piece of paper matter to me?
Yep.
Why does this matter?" And it was really just another feather in my cap for my clients to see when they come in. They see my certificate from the New York Institute of Photography, and they see my Portrait Master's accreditation, which has a medal and a certificate saying that I'm an accredited Portrait Master associate. And when they see that, clients often say, "What's that?" I say, "Oh, that means I'm really good at what I do."
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So it's,
that is an important
yeah.
incentive in careers like photography and where people hire you.
Mhm.
That is very much could be a
When it's
motivation.
subjective,
Yeah.
right?
And getting that kind of feedback helps you become better at what you do.
Totally.
There's so many different ways to look at why we want to get critiques, why we want constructive criticism. Most people who want to get better, you need to know what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong.
Mhm.
And some people, especially in this hobby, when they get coached, they don't like it because they
They just
hear,
wanna hear, "Oh my god, you're the best, you're gonna win, it's
right.
so
And
good."
that is not why you go get coached.
Right, "That's the best song I've ever heard, that's the best bass
Oh, I
line I've
couldn't
ever
give
heard,
you
that's the best
any
photo I've
input.
ever
You're
seen."
just perfection. Like when we get coached, when we're paying, we know there's certain things that we're good at, but we want to know how we can fix the things we know
What's the point in
need
paying for a coach
fixing.
if you're not
Yeah,
gonna try to
change
improve?
and improve. So,
You're not paying for an encourager, you're paying for a coach that
right.
will
You
help you
don't want
fix
a
things.
cheerleader who just tells you all the things you're doing right. Like
Mhm.
you, and there are nice ways. There is constructive criticism, and then there's just harsh criticism. And harsh criticism is not helpful either.
That's why I always say truth with love.
Truth with love.
Mhm.
And I think every coach that we've had, we've been lucky enough to have coaches that very much understand how to coach in a way that's encouraging and supportive and give the work,
Mhm.
the homework in a way that is inspiring. And I think, if you're a person who coaches or mentors, that really is the superpower of any, I think, group is who you pick to be your coach or mentor. That can make or break you. You do have to find someone who understands you and relates to you and can give you the information in a way that you can understand it and use it. And that would be one of the main things is if you are doing anything like photography, artistic thing, singing, or if you are doing like maybe you're becoming a personal trainer
Or
or something,
sports or
or
something.
sports,
Yeah.
it's about you want to find out who you're going to have in your corner, because you're going to need mentors. You just do. You need mentors or coaching. You need to put in time. And something that Melanie, our lead, always mentions, and she saw someone who had this tattoo, but it said, effort equals results. Whatever you put into something, the level of
What you focus
effort,
on expands with the emotion that you focus with.
mhm, and that's what gets you your end game. And if you're going half-hearted, there's a there's a score for that.
Yeah.
If you're going wholehearted, there's a score for that, and they're wildly different.
Yeah.
So you can't just think, I'm going to do this thing. Kind of, yeah, it looks like fun. If you put in that I'm going to do this thing, it's going to be fun, casual effort, then your result is going to be commensurate with that.
Right.
And some people are perfectly fine with that.
As somebody who is now a mentor in photography, because I mentor photographers in their businesses, and I also run an accountability Zoom for photographers once a week. It is very often that people will come to me looking for atta girls or atta boys. And I'll have like a brand new photographer in the area come in because they just want to like pick my brain or whatever. And I'm always down to meet a brand new photographer, but 98% of the time they're coming in just to show me their work and have me say, yep, you're good enough.
Yeah.
And when I do these accountability calls or when I'm doing mentoring or coaching, whether it's one-on-one or to a group, I have to sometimes discern based on how somebody's reacting to the feedback I'm giving them. Do they just want an attaboy or
Mm-hmm.
an attagirl, or do they actually want to grow?
Do they want
And there's
constructive
a different
criticism?
level for photographers. If they're just approval seeking, I don't know that they're ready to go full tilt boogie as a photographer. If they're just looking for validation, like I know Sue has said to me a couple times, like, if you're just looking for someone to give you permission, I give you permission.
Yeah.
Like, if you're
Go
just
for it.
looking for somebody to say you're good enough, you're good enough. Go do it. But if you actually want to grow, then you have to be careful being closed off to having feedback because if you're prickly about it, it's not going to make your mentor want to continue to pour into you. That's
Yeah.
just my little sidebar as
Yep.
somebody who mentors people.
Yep.
Be open to receiving that there's always room for growth.
And to me, doing the singing, we have every year, leveled up and gotten better. And we were all accomplished, good singers. Everybody in that group has won some kind
Has
of
medaled,
medal or
yeah.
award of sometimes at different levels, at the regional level, at international level, everybody's done different things. Nobody in there is a bad singer, but even everybody being good, you still have to learn to sing together. There's a lot of things that have to come together for four people to make beautiful music.
Yep.
And four beautiful singers might not make a beautiful sound together, or they might have to put in work and effort to learn what levels everybody's at. How do we all make the same vowels? How do we turn this? How do we do that? It takes
Where are
time
you
and
breathing? Are you in
patience.
sync with each other? Are you in the same
There's a lot.
tonal space in
And
the same place in your mouth?
yeah,
And like you were saying that one of your coaches said, you all have wildly different responsibilities within your parts, but they're all equally important.
yeah.
So a lot of people think like, oh, the lead is the most important because they're singing the melody, or the bass is the most important because they're the foundation. All four parts are equally important, and they all have very different roles.
And that can be in a group sport. Like if you row boats, there's somebody that does the spotting. Everybody has a
Yeah,
role.
defense is just as important as the offense in football.
Yeah.
The quarterback is valuable, but so is your running back, so is your wide receiver, so is your kicker, so is your,
Everybody is there for a reason.
Mhm.
And so I think when you're pursuing just becoming better at whatever it is, your job, your hobby, your sport, whatever, there is a moment where you have to figure out why you're doing it and what your goals are. And that can be, writing them down. It can be however you do that part. But just jumping into stuff blindly usually doesn't go anywhere.
Right.
It'll peter out pretty quick. But if you really want to make a change, and this can be making a change in your health, like your lifestyle, it could be, you're going to take on, you're going to be active, you're going to exercise, and you're going to eat better. Let's say that's your goal. Well, there's work that's involved in that. There's steps, and effort equals results in anything.
What you
Effort
focus
equals
on
results.
expands with the emotion that you focus with.
And the intensity and how much dedication you put to it. And also, there's always times when you question it and you have to evaluate, is this still my goal? Is this still what I'm going for? Because you might have to adjust your sails. Sometimes the goal changes. Sometimes the meaning behind it, the emotion behind it can change. Sometimes you realize it doesn't serve you anymore and you don't want to do it. There's no wrong way to do stuff. And you have to absolutely expect lots of missteps, lots of 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Anytime you're learning something, you're trying to get better.
And you have to give yourself grace that there is going to be that learning curve. And if you're in a group setting, like with your quartet, that you have to give them grace as well. Like,
Yep.
well, I'm working harder than you are. It's like, well, they're just recognize that everybody's doing the best that they can with what they have.
And people learn differently. And some people excel really
speeds,
fast. Some
like-
people don't. Sometimes you're waiting for someone to catch up, or sometimes you're the one grabbing wildly trying to catch up and be, where everybody else is. So there's just a lot of pressure that we can put on ourselves. And in the end, if you think, I really want this, my goal is this, and I'll just stick it out. And I'll understand that these curveballs are going to happen. And sometimes there's going to be days where I feel like I'm failing, but you just get back on the horse. And that's pretty much life.
Or you don't.
Yeah. Or you decide it's not right for you.
Yeah.
And that's okay too. It's just really interesting that everything we do in life, there's so many things that are nowhere within our control. So much of life is outside of what we can do to change it.
You know, I heard the other day that women on average make 30,000 decisions a day.
Oh, I'm not
Micro
surprised.
decisions.
Yeah.
30,000.
Yeah. So
What?
life
That's bonkers.
be lifing.
That's bonkers.
And
Bonkers.
if
30,000, that's crazy.
If you're doing things like that, if your brain and everything is working at that kind of level, it's just, you have to have plans if you want to take control of the parts of life that you can have control in. Like I said, there's so much that we have to pretend like we have more control in our lives than we do. If we acknowledged how much of things
to other people
just
or other
happen to us that we did nothing to make happen, we wouldn't be able to cope. So we put a lot of coping strategies in that give us the illusion that we have more control. But there are some things where we actually do. And when you make a decision to become better at something, anything, you can do that. You can have control over how much time you're going to put in, how much energy you're going to give to it, how much money you're going to throw at it, how much time each day you want to put towards it or each week. It's a way for you to feel like you have some control. And when you start getting results, then it feels like, oh, well, this is totally worth it. I chose to do this. I made decisions. I put in the effort and I got some results, which feels like control.
Totally.
Feels like you made that happen. So there is an emotional importance in feeling like you accomplished stuff.
Right. And I don't know if you guys, if you've heard, like, comparison is the thief of joy. So you have to be careful if you're doing something where there are other people in the same lane as you and you're comparing yourself, whether it's competition or whatnot. Like, you can look to the higher end groups or the top scoring photographers in the Portrait Masters accreditation. Like, you could look at that and like, oh my God, I'm never going to achieve that. Why am I even bothering? Like, I'm never going to ring the chord the same way that they do. I'm never going to take that photograph. So why am I even bothering? If I can't be the best, why am I even bothering? What's the point if I can't win?
Yeah.
But you're competing against yourself. So with each photograph that I entered, every time I would do a series, and I would do photos, half of them would be submitted just of client work, and half of them were I shot them for competition. Because there were definitely, like, the creativity side of it isn't normally your everyday client that walks in wanting to be an angel on clouds and stuff.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking at the top, like the gold level, the highest scoring top 10 in each category, it's like, oh, yeah, no, that's not the photographer I am. It's never going to be. Why would I bother? And that's why I had to sit back and think, why am I bothering doing this if I can't be the best? But I'm competing against myself. And I was, there was some validation in earning that not many people earned it. And you had to be well above professional standard to get any score.
Yeah.
Because it would say, like, not at professional standard, meaning it wasn't technically right.
Right.
And I found that there were lots of photos that I entered that I thought would score better. But it turned out, because I talked to Richard Wood, is like one of the most awarded photographers. He lives in New Zealand. He is fucking incredible. Go look up his work. Oh my God, his stuff looks like paintings. But I was showing him, like, hey, after I became friends with him, like, hey, so these were some of my scores early on. And he said, how well do you know the subject? And I'm like, oh, well, that's my friend from blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you have a personal connection to the person. and you're not looking at it technically, you're looking at it with emotion.
Oh,
So you were
interesting.
tied to the subject because you have great love for this human and you see them in
a different way.
And you're overlooking technical things because you were just crazy in love with them in that moment. I was like, oh shit, okay, that tracks. That makes sense.
Our first competition, the first time we went to prelims, we had only been together 4 months.
And it's not long for
that is not very long. And everybody, it was wintertime when
you got to breathe together. You got to sing the notes together. You got to
know the songs.
Got to know the song. You have
in 4
to match
different
your
parts.
vowels. Like your ooh has to be the same as my ooh at the
because part about barbershop, there's like a mathematic formula to it. That mathematical.
It's hard.
And it makes the chord sound better. So there's a lot that goes into it. So our first time out, over the winter, everybody had been sick. I think really we had only been really, really singing for about 6 weeks before we went to our first prelims. What you have to do is there's 2 sets. Everybody competes in the first round. There can be 20 or 30 of you, however many. But the second set is only 10. The top 10 go into the second set. So what our goal was for that first time out was we wanted to make an outfit change. That was our goal. Our goal was not to win. Our goal was
so that you could sing the second set.
So we can sing a second set.
So you're like, I just want to show my cute dress. I see.
Right.
So I was like, outfit change during the middle of a song. Okay, I understand
because it's done in 2 different sessions. So we decided if we made the second session, we would get to wear our second outfit. So our goal wasn't we knew we weren't going to win. So we just wanted to go and get our first score so we could start getting adjudicated and getting feedback.
Well, you wanted to see what's our starting?
Yeah, where are we starting? So we had nothing to lose, but we really wanted to score in the top, 10 so we could wear our outfit. So the top 10 scores come in and we did not make the top 10. So we were like, oh, and it was fine. And then they go, the mic testers for the second session.
Be careful what you ask for, man.
So what the mic testers are is they're the group that go out. They're number 11, and they go out and test the microphones so the judges can make sure and the sound people can make sure that the room and the sound are
That's hilarious, dude.
Are all on point.
You set the wrong intention.
So,
oh my God, that's funny.
So
sorry, it's not funny.
They call the mic testers, and it's hot notes. And because we got to sing a second time, we got to wear our second outfit.
So you achieved the goal, in wearing the second outfit, But you got to be real specific. That's why the SMART goals is like specific, measurable.
When we went out onto stage, in between songs, as a mic tester, I stepped up and said, we had a goal here, and it was that we would get to wear 2 outfits, and that Ted would get to wear these shoes because he had very sparkly Las Vegas sequined shoes. They were very sparkly, and everybody in the audience loved that. And we hit our goal, and that really was our goal. But looking back on it, we just forgot that there was 11 spots.
Bro, okay, I got to point something out. I literally have a tattoo that addresses this.
Mm-hmm.
No more and no less.
Right.
You get what you asked for. No more and no less.
Yeah.
You asked to be able to wear your second outfit. You didn't get any more than that. That's so funny.
Yeah. And we had a good score for our first time out. So it was a very wonderful experience that we actually made this silly goal. That is kind of a silly goal, but it meant something to us and it happened. And we did learn to become a little more intentional after that. And setting an intention and saying it out loud, you may or may not get there. But the more you manifest and envision, like now we do things like we have no control over who we're going to compete with. We don't even know who our competition is.
And don't worry about what they're doing. Stay in your lane.
And that's what we do is our competition is us. Our thing to beat is our score from the last time. Mm-hmm. And every year we've done that. Like every competition we have done that. And that is continually our goal is we will beat our old score. We don't know who else is coming. We don't know what they're going to do or what they're going to bring. And we don't care. It's us against us.
Mm.
You're always competing against the former version of yourself. Have I grown?
That's
Have
the best.
we grown?
That's the best benchmark that you can do. It's just competing against.
And whatever
yourself.
happens, that's out of your hands. You're going to land where you're going to land. So being intentional about the goal, like Angie said, put more intent. Don't just say you want to wear. Maybe it's wear your second outfit and be in the top 10. But we just really wanted to wear a second outfit.
That's funny though.
I was
no more and no less,
and
baby.
We've been number 5 the last.
Not a point more.
We've been 5th place. We've been in the top 5 for the 2 competitions since then, which we've been thrilled with. But the biggest thrill we've had was when we were called as mic testers. I think Melanie and I almost peed ourselves. We were so damn excited because we didn't think we were going to get to wear our second outfit.
Talk about her almost peeing herself publicly. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Sure. I'm sure she tells everybody. I'm sure everybody knows who knows her. But it was just a thrill. And sometimes it's the little things. And we've just set these little achievable goals, but ones that take work. They're not out of the realm of possibility. They're not, we're going to, go to the moon. It's not like that. It's like, let's all
look, I'm going to make $1 million this month in my photography business. Like,
yeah.
Come on, man.
But you can absolutely say I'll make $1 million.
How much did you make last month?
This year?
Was it 900,000? Because if it wasn't 900,000, you're probably not going to make $1 million this month.
Yeah, it's got to be achievable and real.
The SMART goal. It's like specific, measurable, attainable. I can't remember what R is, and
reach or something.
Time sensitive.
Let's look it up on ChatGPT.
No, let's not. No,
go look it up yourself.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Don't you do
it. Okay.
Go look it up yourself.
Relevant?
Maybe relevant.
I don't know.
And tedious.
Timely. It has to have a time. So you can't say, I want to lose 20 pounds. It's like, by when? Like you have to, it has to be.
Well, just makes all those things just make you just figure it out and flesh it out and know exactly, because you can't have an action plan unless you know what actions you need to take.
It's very unlikely that a group's going to be together for 6 weeks and go out and win the whole thing, even if you have 4 international champions.
Yeah.
It's very unlikely.
You might be able to go win districts or something like that, but you would...
Just because you've done all the work.
Because you've already done it. In
preparation with previous groups.
And you know how to do it. You can streamline it.
But then locking those 4 specific people, because you can't compete with the same exact 4 people again if you win, you have to learn all those nuances. How do I match this person's vowels?
And I'll tell you, a group activity, a group sport where you are working with other people, it really, the chemistry, the love, the respect, the dedication you have to each other is so important. Like, you'll see groups that do it. Maybe they don't really like each other, but their goal is so strong and they all have that desire so much.
If you didn't like each other.
It happens. They can still achieve stuff, but it's probably not real fun.
Walk on stage and you're like, this bitch next to me.
This bitch. Yeah. I mean, it's like, I've seen groups that you can kind of tell that maybe they aren't really connected. Maybe they don't really like each other, but they just happen to be able to ring really good chords together and they can win based on that. But I don't know that they're having the joyful experience that a group who maybe isn't going to win, but really loves each other, that has worked and grown together, that respects each other, that listens to each other, that, has this goal as something that binds them together. And what's been so nice about this quartet is that we have all of those elements where we're all really friends. They're brother and sister. They're Angie's cousins. And Melanie and I have been best friends since we've been 12. So this group has a lot of emotional connection. And then we've all made the friendship circular between us all. And we have these goals, and everybody tries really hard to still have their life balance and their work balance, but still put in all the effort and time that are required of this. So it's been a very rewarding experience. And it's like the group thing is harder than when you're just doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
When you're doing it for yourself, you can push yourself further. You can do this or that and, go for it or take time out. But when you have other people depending on you. You're only as strong as your
weakest link. It's just like a high school project where it's a group project. Like, you're only as strong as the weakest person on your team.
Yep.
Like if one person isn't doing any of the work, they're going to tank all of it. And
Yep.
it
makes you resentful. It makes
which,
somebody else have
by
to
the
pick
way,
up the slack.
sidebar, the reason my company is named Harmony Photography is because I sing harmony. So
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know that. They're surprised when I
say that
tell
that's
them
what
that.
it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so important to have those talks and discussions as a group and really put in the time and effort, because everybody was really not very healthy the first few months. This was like COVID was still going on 2.5 years. It was the tag end of that. And
Tag end. I see what you
the
did
tag
there.
end of
It
that.
was a joke just for the audio
And
people.
and people were still getting it, and there's lots of colds and flus because we got together during January. So because we had all that downtime where we really just couldn't sing, we still met every week, and we spent time setting up our brand, what we were going to look like, our marketing plan, our Facebook page. We bonded as a group. We did group activities, even though we couldn't sing all the time because there was always one of us sick without a voice, so we couldn't really hear what the four of us all sounded like I said, until about 6 weeks. But we used that time to bond, to make group goals, and it really ended up serving us well.
Oh, for sure.
We might have had a better showing that first time out, maybe, but we would have had
Still
all
made
this
mic test.
other stuff.
A lot of people never get to that level. So that's
it was
awesome.
it was a huge goal, but it was about using the time wisely and planning.
I think it's funny that your Hot Notes quartet, and this is Hot Flash Chronicles.
I like hot.
And it has been multiple times that you have interchanged.
Yeah.
Where you say, welcome to Hot Notes podcast. It's like, no.
And I do say Hot Flash a lot in the other place too.
Sorry.
Good. It's all hot.
It's all hot because Shelly's just hot.
So hot.
You guys, what I want to know what your stories are. Like, what is your experience where it comes to pursuing a goal, whether it's with a group or solo? I want to know what your path has been and how that unfolded for you.
Yeah. And does it make you feel like you have some control, like over your destiny, over your future? Little things like when you set a tone and you prove to yourself that you can do these things, it can lead to much bigger stuff. It builds that confidence to try other things.
Yeah, I love it.
Me too.
What a great topic. And we're all going to be rooting for Hot Notes.
We're
all going to be rooting for you guys.
And Hot Flash Chronicles.
Okay, Shelly, are we ready for our rapid fire?
We are. We are ready. Are you going to go first? Or you want me to?
I can go first.
All right.
Do you, on the theme of music, do you prefer to listen to a really fun uptune, which is like a fast-paced song, or a really moving ballad?
Oh, my goodness. Listen to, I would say...
Like watch, if you were to watch somebody perform.
Uptune. I like the energy of that. But to perform, I love to sing a ballad.
Yeah.
I love singing. I mean, I like uptune. I think they're fun. But there are sometimes, each one of them is demanding in a different way, but I prefer the storytelling of a ballad.
I don't have favorite uptunes, but I have favorite ballads, and you guys are singing one of my two favorite ballads. What'll I do? My favorite, that and My Foolish Heart are my two favorite ballads. So I'm excited to hear how you guys do. Okay, your turn.
Okay, let's do... let's go to the movies. Let's do a movie one.
Right now? That's one right up the road.
Let's just go to the movies. Let's do it. So, Angie, if you could pick comedies for somebody starring in a comedy, would you rather see a movie who was starring a comedy with Adam Sandler, or would you rather see a movie that is starring Will Ferrell?
This is going to be a weird answer. My second husband, whose name was Will, looks like Will Ferrell. So I have a little bit of a twitch. My first husband looked like Kid Rock.
Oh, dear.
So to the point where my son would look at the TV and say, Dada,
when
Kid Rock was on.
Oh, my goodness.
So Will Ferrell kind of gives me a little bit of, because he looks like my second husband.
Okay.
So I'm going to go Adam Sandler.
Right.
I think Will Ferrell is wildly entertaining and is really funny. And I have in the 25 years that Will and I have been separated or divorced or whatever, gotten over that.
Yeah.
But I love Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Okay, Shelly.
Yeah.
Let's say we're going out to breakfast.
Oh, I hope we are. I hope you are.
Would you rather get a big old stack of or maybe a small stack, French toasted pancakes or crepes or something sweet? Or would you rather have something like chicken fried steak or ham or corned beef hash? Do you want something savory or sweet for breakfast?
Oof.
I
It
know.
really depends on the
Sophie's
mood.
choice, baby.
It is so right now in this moment, I would say I want savory. I would want I love a corned beef hash. I love it.
Corned beef hash out of a can. I don't even.
Yeah.
I would
doesn't have to be
prefer
fancy.
it probably
It
out of
can
a
look
can.
like the dog food coming out of the can, and it does.
Corned beef hash. It is literally one of my favorite.
It is good,
if not my favorite.
Okay, I have one for you. We're gonna stay along these lines of food.
Well, don't we?
Crispy fried bacon or crispy fried Spam?
Bacon.
I love me some crispy fried Spam too.
Here's what I gotta say.
It's like salt with fat.
Left Spam at our house, and I'm like, I don't know if we're ever gonna eat that because I just don't. I'm not a Spam girl. I don't know what to do with it. Okay. Whoa. Okay.
I make a Spam fried rice with pineapple.
I can't eat rice.
It's so good.
I like the musubi.
Yeah, that's what this is.
But I can't have rice anymore.
Okay.
So
it's okay. I'll get that.
I'll have to figure out how to. Maybe I can figure out how to use it. I used to make a kimchi Spam soup, but it also had rice. It was really good.
There we go.
There we go.
Spam people, is it a yes or a no for you? We need to know. So it's that time where we sign off and we say all the things that Angie's really good about.
Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
All that.
Adieu.
She says, usually, if you would like to give us a 5-star rating, is that what you say?
Usually I end with that. You're going for the hard sell in the beginning. You
do it.
Work them in. Okay.
Okay.
Guys. Means the world.
It means the world to us.
Guys. It means the world that you've been listening to our podcast again today. We know there's lots of things you could be doing, and we appreciate you spending time with us.
And they might be more productive, but we're more fun.
Here, we're going to ease into it. We're going to walk down the path. We're not proposing right away. Okay. We're going to say, you could give us a like.
Oh. A like.
A comment. A share. Share us with a friend.
Oh.
A subscribe.
This sounds fun.
Building.
Yeah.
Subscribing is a little bit more. Or the very best thing you could do is leave us a 5-star review. Don't overtalk the sales pitch. If you could leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening, stop. You don't ever interrupt the sales pitch. Leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening. That would be the bee's knees.
It really would.
Okay, so like, comment, follow, subscribe, share.
5-star review.
5 stars.
And we're holding up 10 fingers.
No pressure, though.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
That's it for today's dose of midlife mischief on Hot Flash Chronicles. Thanks for listening and letting us overshare.
If you laughed, nodded along, or shouted same at any point, hit that subscribe button and share us with your favorite humans. And remember, we're still hot, just in flashes.